patience, and thank you for finding the meeting tonight. So first I'm going to do the call of order. I'm here. Donald Hyman.
Present.
Ron Lesko.
Here.
Daniel Mortoni has a excused absence. Kirk Daniels.
Present.
Jessica Wilcox.
Present.
Amy McLaughlin.
Present.
Darren Scott Kibbe is absent. He has an excused absence. And Deborah Brown.
Present.
Thank you. Okay, first we're going to approve the minutes from the April 17, 2025 meeting. If I could have a motion to accept those minutes.
I make a motion.
Thank you. And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We are going to move to public comment. And Don, if you would read the statement. And Jessica, do you mind doing the timing?
Yes.
Thank you so much. And whoever steps up here, Keith or whoever, they can just sit at that chair, and I believe there's a microphone that should work.
Okay. Public comment. Public comment is allowed during the officially designated portion of the meeting as listed on the agenda. Members of the public who wish to address the board will be acknowledged by the board chair and should state their name for the purpose of accurate recording for the board minutes. You will then have 3 minutes to make comments. This is not a question and answer session, but public comment. After that period is closed, those members of the public who wish to stay and listen to the board meeting are welcome to do so and are asked not to engage in conversations or activity that is distracting to board members. Guests or persons having relevant knowledge or information may attend and speak as part of the agenda upon acceptance of the meeting agenda by the board. All other guests must be recognized by the chair before addressing the board and participating in discussion.
Okay, thank you. Anyone want to make a public comment? Keith?
Okay, tell me when you're ready. I'll start.
Oh, you're not going to use the official clock?
Oh, no, I'm going to use my own.
Oh, okay.
Okay, here we go.
All right. Good evening, members of the PEG board that are present. 7 out of 11 again. Disgusting. And it's only a 13-day late meeting from when it's supposed to be held, so that's not good either. And I would like Corporation Council representative to be aware of that there was no posted meeting of this, no posting of this meeting out in City Hall. So technically, it's an illegal meeting. There's been several events that have been happening since the last PEG board meeting, and of course, they haven't been getting any recording, any press, or anything like that, like they should. So I thought for a change, I would give a list of items of upcoming events, so people would know what things are going on, and where, and when, and stuff of that nature. Today, at 6 o'clock, there's a mayor debate. Hope somebody's there. I know I will be there after this meeting is over with. On the 26th, Monday, is of course the parade for Memorial Day and the ceremony at Academy Park afterwards. The next day, on Tuesday the 27th, there's an auditor debate at 6 o'clock. At June 3rd, there's another mayor debate at 6 o'clock. On June 12th, which would be the second Thursday of the month when PEG board meetings are usually held, there's another mayor debate at 6 o'clock. On the 14th, there is another mayor debate at 5 o'clock. The next day is Dad Fest in Washington Park, of course. On the 21st of June, there's some sort of event that SUNY is doing uptown. I don't have the details on it, but I know it's open to the public and from 5 to 8. And then, of course, on the 24th is the primary day for voting for primary voting. And on the 26th of June, 200 Henry Johnson Boulevard is having an open house event. I don't have any details. And of course, way off in September 28th, the Upper Madison Street Fair is happening. There's also two events I don't have too much information on, but one of them is regarding the Juneteenth event on June 19th, and I understand there's another one on the 14th during the day, so that would be two events on the 14th. So I hope something is done about this, because all these events are not
30
getting
seconds.
done.
30 seconds.
Oh, I got 30 seconds yet. Thank you. So I'll probably concede to the next meeting if it's not on the 12th, because the mayor debate that's that night, but I'll still be made aware of that. And unfortunately, the library budget and school budget got passed yesterday, and the board members that got appointed may or may not have been the proper ones, but they should have been covered, and they weren't. Thank you.
Thank you.
Time? Yep. Thank you.
Are there any others that want to make a public comment? Right, thank you. We're going to move to the treasurer's report. I have a copy that I will give each person after the meeting. It's very brief, that's why. And I want to thank Brian for preparing it for us, as he has done for us. So far, it's fairly simple because there are only 3 amounts so far. As you know, the balance from the last year that pertained to this year was $230. We added $5,000 at the last meeting, and now we're adding $3,851. That is the total for the year, which is $9,081. And those are all the numbers that we have, besides the equipment that we bought early in the year, and that has remained the same, $5,157. So thank you, Brian. And I will give Ron a copy so he has it for his files, and I will give you each a copy as well. So do I have a motion to accept the treasury report?
Also move.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Thank you. All in favor? It is approved. Okay, the chair's report. It's going to be fairly simple tonight. Some of the items are the same as last month, but I'm going to give you an update. Again, there are 2 important notes to all the board members in the community. Please no talking to each other on the side or at the table. Please no one engage the studio coordinator, and as she does not offer information, I report her information in my chair report, which she wrote and we discussed. Please do not give me any notes or hand signals. Don will correct me way over there if I am missing something. Also, when the board meeting is adjourned, the board has requested that they not be approached. Questions should be sent by email. I appreciate everyone for their time tonight and every board meeting, and especially Razy and Brian for assisting me throughout the month to each meeting. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, board appointees. As you know, we are waiting for an appointee. Dale left in September. I suggested someone to the mayor. As the chair, I can do that to replace her, and they are still reviewing that application. I've mentioned it to Razy. He knows what's going on. We just have to wait at this point until they proceed. The St. Rose vacant seat, Common Council has issued an ordinance on March 28th to make the change to St. Rose, the vacant seat, to U Albany. It has not been signed by Corporation Council, and I don't exactly have an update unless Brian does. But it's kind of exciting, seriously, because I didn't say this last time, but I get excited over little things, but there is actually an ordinance, and it says U Albany in there. So that's great, Ron. And so when we go to old business, I'm going to ask Razy if it's okay if we notify them, or if we would wait, or how we would contact U Albany, or they just wait. Okay. The library contract, I spoke to through email to them today. They actually just received the copy that we thought was correct, Razy and I. That's what they asked for, we thought. and they only received it May 13th, which is just last week, and they still have a couple questions, and she assured me she would reach out to Raisy, she and their counsel would reach out to Raisy this week, and we'll try to resolve that. Studio coordinator information, still working on the internet speed. I have someone here, Zeb Schmidt from OSM. He's going to be a guest speaker tonight, and he will address that with us and kind of explain what we need to do to go about it. Brian was also involved with me with trying to see how we could expedite it, and he is working on it. We don't really have an answer yet. The studio coordinator, just a reminder that training throughout the week, people can call the studio or email channelalbany@gmail.com. And Aprecia has been out recording several things. One thing which was a long process with a civil service workshop and the city of Albany, so that's an amazing feat. I submitted the yearly board meeting dates. We talked about them through email, and the board agreed to them rather than sit here and try to decide what the final board meeting dates would be for the year. So between everybody, we came up with the following dates. They were approved to use the room downstairs. An additional requirement now is we do have to contact the Albany Police Department for security. We've never done it before, but it's a new process, so we will do that. Obviously, it hasn't been done for these dates. So 2025 dates are, and we'll send them in an email, they'll be in the minutes, September 18th, October 16th, November 13th, and December 11th. And the June date will be announced at the end of this meeting, and we will discuss that. And my final note is I will be resigning as chair at the June meeting. I will be golfing full-time. In Florida, I'll be moving. We will have an election for a new chair. It will be added to the June meeting agenda. This is the protocol. That is the end of my talk tonight. So the next thing is I'm going to ask Zeb as a guest if he would just come and join us at the table. Zeb has a long history working at OSM and also with this board and with this planning committee. He was around when they first, he's pretty old. He was around when we were just trying to figure out how it was going to happen with Spectrum. So there had been a lot of things going on with this committee and the studio. And like I was telling him, we had so many problems, and a lot of those problems have really been solved because we tightened up on policy, and the library required certain things, so we're very happy with the process. OSM became part of us. We became part of them in 2019, and they agreed to have our shows shown on the television stations with their programming. They will change anything we want. I've mentioned this in several board meetings. If anybody ever hears out in the community or a complaint that they can't see this or that, they have to email us. We'll figure it out. We're not against any of that, and OSM works closely with us. That money goes to the equipment, to keep equipment up to date. That's what we agreed to. That's what they agreed to. It's very expensive, as you know. For us to do it, it's about $400,000 for equipment, and then all the people to go along with it. That's just a brief overview. So I asked him to come here and to talk to us about the internet, because I want the board to understand it's not just Aprecia complaining to me, complaining, if you will, I'm sorry, or me complaining to the board. It's that we cannot actually do what we need to do with the internet speed that we have. So we're in a library. Our internet has nothing to do with the library. They pay for their own. They do their own thing. We cannot ask them anything. It has nothing to do with them. So who handles it? That's we're not sure of either. Brian is trying to figure that out, of who we can say, hey, we need the internet speed faster. Just simple. It needs to be faster, like at your own home. But it's not so simple here because we don't actually know who we can go to. But that being said, Zeb, can you kind of give us an overview of why that has to be?
Well, I mean, I would argue that it's a necessity to have fast internet for uploading and downloading shows. I mean, there's no question that it's a need of any studio situation, specific, and really
Excuse me, 1 second, please.
Oh.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Thank
you.
I mean, it's just a necessity. So, I mean, I don't know all the particulars of how to make that. But it sounds like, I guess I can throw a question out there. Is the money in the treasury report, can that be used to purchase a internet?
Great question. I'm going to ask Raisy.
It just seems like, I mean, we're talking about you could, I mean, even consumer grade internet would be better than what she's dealing with. I mean, if you can get like I think Verizon Fios is available out here. No, if But is I mean, just the internet service, not even, just the internet service. I mean, we're not even, it has nothing to do with the cable channels, it's just how fast you can upload and download. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it has to.
Brian, do you think that's a possibility, that we could use the, some of the funding we have allocated?
I mean, I don't think it's going to break the bank.
You should be able to do that through the PEG contracted services line. It would just be a matter of making sure you have sufficient funding there. That does depend. I believe the cable franchise agreement requires Spectrum to provide basic internet, like a very minimal. Gotcha.
I'm sorry, I didn't really exactly understand. Is that a yes or a no?
So it's non-exclusive, so the cable franchise agreement is non-exclusive. So if we need to use another provider for the internet, we can. Potentially.
Yeah, I don't think that's it, because
Yeah, so
that
you
would
can
be
use-
independent of,
You can use the
think that's
contracted services line.
You could use whatever internet service that, yeah. I mean, if Charter or Spectrum or whoever would, you can ask. I mean, maybe they'll drop you a line, probably not. But it's worth a conversation with the government affairs liaison, whoever that is now. And then, you could certainly mention, we have Verizon option, which is consumer grade is fast. It's faster than what Spectrum would offer. But honestly, what Spectrum would offer would be good enough, and for Aprecia to upload, download to our server anything that.
But so has it always been a problem? Or just, I mean, recently is a bigger problem, but it's always been a problem?
Yeah.
Always like 5
Yeah,
years?
It's never adequate. I mean, I haven't gone and actually, she did a speed test,
Yeah.
right? And then it just wasn't, yeah, it's. I mean, that shouldn't even be an issue when you're dealing with, these large files that have to go up. She has to pull things down. I mean, that's just, it's basic, I mean, honestly. I can't speak to why it hasn't been fixed. I mean, maybe it's just the process. I would think that it's not a committee, it's an advisory board, right? There's would be able to figure that out.
Okay, well, I don't think we've actually taken it to the advisory board, so Brian, do you think that's a good idea?
To which advisory board?
This,
Yeah, I mean,
Or would it just go straight to common council?
I believe the PEG board would be the ones responsible for deciding how to expend those funds. So if the board itself would like to pursue other internet options, then we would just need a motion along those lines. Preferably with a specific plan in mind when you do that.
Yeah, I don't know, yeah, it would have to be, I don't know if it would have to be in some sort of proposal or what, but it seems like it should be in grasp to get done, I would think.
Okay, does anybody have any questions, or can anybody add anything to this? Aprecia? Of course, yes. Yeah, we definitely need permission if anybody's touching any walls or anything, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I would even explore the possibilities of even sharing, if there was a kind of cost-cutting, mutual beneficial way to help the library pay for their internet. If that, I mean, I don't know, it just seems like there would be something to do. Even
I think that is a possibility, Amy, that we could do, you know, if we paid a certain amount of money that the library would, whatever.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, yeah, like it's just like yeah, I
Yeah,
would think
for
a
sure.
meeting would,
Okay. I think those are good options.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So we can't just purchase a router and put it in there?
It was a, you know, it's a service. It would have to be in somebody's name, I would assume, or an entity. But yeah, you could. Yeah, that's a good question.
So that's the problem. I don't know who they is, and I don't think any of us know who they is. We're trying to figure out. We know they pay the bill because it never gets
It
shut
would
off.
say on the, yeah, we'd have to find that. So yeah, I think there's certain things we have to do. We have to find out whose name it's in. How much would it be to subscribe to a faster internet? Keep doing it. And possibly having a conversation with the library and figuring out what could be worked out. Maybe nothing, but it's worth a conversation, because it is in the same building, and it seems pretty straightforward.
Okay, I think that's good. Don, do you have anything to add?
I'm good.
You're good? Everybody, anything?
I just want to understand, Amy, what would we, I don't understand what we would need to work out with the library to put up a new internet Wi-Fi service in our studio. Could somebody explain
No,
why we
she
need to work
meant,
something out in the library?
what she was referring to is if we were going to hook onto the, I was referring to if we could hook onto the library in some way. And obviously, she can't answer, but she said, you know, it's a conversation. But right now, we have our own.
We're currently looking at a contract, so if it's, I can't speak to it in its entirety.
I missed the part of,
Yeah,
I
right,
missed the
right,
part about it
exactly,
being connected.
exactly.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
If we were going to go that route, it would be good to start that conversation now.
Okay,
So that would be added to that contract, you don't want to have to go in after.
good point.
Yeah.
Excellent,
Yep.
okay.
But we could unplug what's there, buy a router, and subscribe to a new service. Is that correct?
Well,
Correct.
you'd have to, who'd be the we subscribe?
Would not we be the,
Well, we don't have any,
would be the common council then?
Yeah, it's got to be in
That's
somebody's
definitely
name.
something we can look into a little bit deeper to be able to provide you an answer. I would presume it'd be coming through the city of Albany, but we'd have to take another look at that.
Aprecia, is it Wi-Fi that you're, is it Wi-Fi? Do you know what Wi-Fi it's using? Yeah. Huh. Right. Okay. Yeah, you need an IT specialist.
thanks, Seb.
I Do we need an IT specialist or somebody to tell us who's gonna sign up for the service?
Right, that's what we
I
need.
don't, I mean, I can do it at my home, and I'm not an
Yeah,
IT
it's-
specialist.
Yeah, it's so easy, but, I mean, I would think it's worth a conversation with, because they probably have IT support, I would assume, and just to get some advice of, you know, I mean, sure, absolutely, absolutely. Oh, yeah, of course, of course.
Because the
but-
contract we have with the library, in all fairness, is we are more or less renting, if you will. So they don't have or care what we do, and they shouldn't have to, in my opinion. You know, we can say all these things, but the truth of the matter is we are just there for free as a renter, and we don't pay any rent.
True. Yeah, I
So, I
just,
mean, we can't really just look at the library like, hey, can you help us? You know, not really.
well, if there's,
should really
if
know
there's,
who
well, it
is
has to be
paying the bill.
mutual beneficial. I mean, it can't be, you know, just help us out, please. I would have to be mutually beneficial, whether that be monetary, we figure out an arrangement that,
I get that.
yeah, I mean, there's got to be something that,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Right. I mean, we don't even know who pays the bill. I can't figure that out. Or I could go to that person and say, hey, could we, whoops, how much do these cost? Hey, can we get, you know, do a higher service?
Well,
But we
yeah,
don't
also,
know,
it's
so.
probably a matter of appreciate, I mean, appreciate, maybe you could take some screenshots of what you see, you know.
Oh, no, we're not questioning that at all. We know we don't have it. But I'll try to call Spectrum and see if they can give us something or some advice where to go. Maybe they can figure it out.
Somebody's paying
They could
for
say,
it.
hey, you're hooked up to so-and-so, and then we can call so-and-so.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
somebody's paying for it somewhere. Yeah, figure out
So
who.
that's sort of what I was getting to a little bit earlier. I don't believe we're paying anything for it, at least per the cable franchise agreement, it seemed like. They're required to provide at least basic service to Channel Albany. So
Maybe there will be
it'll be another conversation with some other city departments to be able to get more concrete answers, though.
Okay, that sounds good. I'll shoot an email, and you can tell me who to talk to tomorrow. All right, great.
I just want to say,
Yeah.
in closing, and this has absolutely no relation to the library at all, so please don't take it that way if I say it the wrong way.
Yeah.
This is a baffling conversation to me,
Yes.
that we can't simply upgrade the internet
Yeah,
connection in the studio on our own,
That's right. You
and
can.
that we don't know who pays the bill or where the...
Correct.
This is a baffling conversation to me.
It's been this way for several years. We've been sort of fighting to try to figure it out, so. But that's why I asked Zeb to come in, so maybe,
Is there
I mean,
like
he's
that-
given us me.
Is there a
ideas.
subcommittee you could form?
Do we have anybody that wants to be in a committee to fight this out? I don't think so. I think maybe it's my responsibility, so I'll try to do the best I can in the next month. Okay, anybody have a better idea? We're good? It's important, I mean, it's really kind of one of the things that we haven't taken care of, so we'll proceed. I'm good.
Any other, any
Any further
questions?
questions? I think we're good.
Okay,
Thank you so much, Zeb,
thank you.
and appreciate thanks for the information as well. Okay, so under unfinished business is the mayor appointee, which we gave an update on that, and also the stakeholder. Brian, what is your thought of us contacting you, Albany, and the person that we know there, and just saying that it is in the works?
That's probably a good idea to make sure they're prepped. I don't have any timeline for when a PEG Access Oversight Board ad hoc committee meeting could come up. I believe that's where the ordinance was referred to. And our schedule's been fairly tight lately, but it would probably be a good idea to touch base with you, Albany.
Yeah, because we don't want them to be discouraged. You know, we're going to sort of be off for the summer. We want them to be ready to go, or at least knowing that we're going. What do you think, Rod? Do you want to contact that person? Yeah. Okay. I think the email should come from me and you. So if you can kind of write it up, and Don will be involved in it as well. Just so we have, I'm excited about them wanting to do it. We don't want them to lose interest. Does everybody kind of agree with that? Any thoughts on that? Okay, cool. Okay, so we did the internet. Under a new business, I just want to talk about the June meeting. As you know, I have a problem because our Patroons are in the playoffs, and we don't know from day to day when they're going to play, when they're not going to play. We just have no schedule. I mean, I only know like a week out. So we had come up with a date of June 13th, and everybody said they could attend. Is everybody in agreement with that? It is Friday the 13th, but everybody here said they could, so is that still okay if we do it then?
I'm in.
You're in, okay. Kirk, in? Everybody's in? Friday, June 13th, a board meeting, at which we will nominate a new chairperson. Okay, so I will send that to Racy tomorrow with stating that we're going to have elections under new business, and I will send it to Brian, and Brian will upload that on the site, as he always does. Okay, any questions with that? Yeah.
Those people that are excused, we want to make sure they're going to be available too.
Yeah, so they all raised their hands.
Okay.
And I don't think that Darren could make that meeting because he was on vacation. I think he's planned to be on vacation. And I don't know about Daniel. I asked them today, but I didn't get a response.
Okay.
So we will have a quorum.
All right.
Very good. That's it, guys. So anybody want to add anything under miscellaneous business and announcements? Okay. Does someone want to adjourn the meeting?
Also move.
Thank you. A second?
I second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Yeah.
All opposed? Thank you.
Could everybody,
We'll see you June 13th.
all right, could everybody